Hello, Victor Tay, pastor of the church in Liverpool and Liberal Democrats candidate for Werriwa. A common misconception people have with voting is that they think if they vote for a party other than Liberal or Labor, then it's a wasted vote. And this is completely false because Australia uses a preferential voting system. So if the party you number higher doesn't win, your vote just flows full value onto the next preference. So it's never actually wasted. Now, you may hear them use this phrase in the US because they use a different voting system to Australia. When they go to vote, even if there are more than two candidates in the running, they can only select a single option, and the candidate with the most votes wins. Now, this is called a first-past-the-post system, and it's very difficult for a minor party to gain any traction in the US because everyone who votes for the third option takes votes away from one of the top two. Now, this is where the idea of splitting the vote comes from, and it's the reason the US will only ever have politicians from one of their two major parties. Now, luckily in Australia, this isn't the case, and preferential voting means voting for your preferred minor party first doesn't take away from your ability to also say which major party you prefer. So if more people understand preferential voting and put the major parties last, it won't only send a strong message to our current politicians, but it may also mean the major parties won't be the major parties for much longer. So there's nothing to lose by giving the Liberal Democrats your first preference vote, but if you preference the major parties first, your hard-earned money, your freedoms, and your children's futures are at stake. So this election, vote for less government and more freedom. Vote 1, Victor Tay, Liberal Democrats for Werriwa. Visit victortay.com.au to learn more and download our Freedom Manifesto, which outlines our 10 policies for the coming federal election. Authorised by Cribb for the Liberal Democrats, Sydney.